Good morning from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Got in here last night, late after dark, but now out here exploring today, walking down the street. As you can see, it's pretty wide open streets and most people in cars here. Not too many people walking around on the street, and you can see they're building the new metro right there, so that's not open yet, but it's gonna be in the next year or two. I'm up by where I'm staying at my hotel, which is a district called Al-Akik. So this isn't really the downtown, but just wanted to walk and get the lay of the land a little bit, but gonna grab a taxi, try to go down to the downtown area and maybe check out a mall, since that seems to be where a lot of people like to hang out here, and see what we find there. Grab some food. Really have no idea what they eat for breakfast here. I have not found anything yet. But lots of coffee shops around, so stopped in at one of those, and we'll see what else I can find. So yeah. Okay, made it to this mall. It's called Centria Mall. It is pretty abandoned right now. Not a lot of people here, but a lot of luxury stores and that kind of thing. So not totally sure what's going on, but just kind of walking around. I heard there might be cafes and something here, so I can grab coffee or some food, and then I might hit the streets again. I think I'm in a more central area now, so we'll see if there's better stuff to see out here. Okay, so you can see they're kind of closing up the shops here. You can hear the call to prayer happening. So I'd heard about this and it was pretty immediate how quickly they close up shop. 5 times a day, I believe, for prayer time. So all the shops close. You can see that right here. And everyone, I believe, is supposed to head to the mosque to pray, but everything's closing up. I think it should be around 20-30 minutes. So just real quick, another interesting thing I'm just noticing now on some of these doors: families only. So a lot of these stores are kind of segregated. Single men are not really allowed. Men with families can go in with their families, or women with their children, or women on their own, I believe, but no single men, myself included. Yeah, and most of these stores actually, now I'm noticing, have that on it. So let's head outside, see what else we can find. And there's a ton of construction happening everywhere I've seen so far. Just all around. So a lot of roadblocks and things like that. So I'm wandering around, clearly looking lost. And that lady right there just offered to help me, so that was nice. Asked if I need help finding where I'm going, but I told her no, I'm just basically wandering. And you can see behind me, actually, if I walk here, I don't want to stick a camera in their face, but you can see some of these construction guys snoozing. So it's kind of interesting. A lot of the construction workers, from what I have heard and from what I understand, are from South Asia, so India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and they're all chilling out right now. I guess during the prayer, maybe, not sure, but a lot of them are hanging out on this construction project, taking a little snooze during the middle of the day. There he is. You see him everywhere around here. There's the king, Salman, the actual king, and then you got the crown prince, MBS, Mohammed bin Salman, as he's known. Talked to a couple young people here, and they mostly seem pretty excited about what he's doing, the changes he's bringing. They say, women can drive now. They have movie theaters for the first time here in decades, I believe, and concerts and things like that. So seems like on the whole, a lot of young people are pretty happy with what he's doing. And someone did mention, there's obviously, of course, some older, more conservative, old-fashioned people who are not welcoming the changes as much. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what I notice and kind of hear from different people. So they've got a ton of American brands here. There's Applebee's, if you can see it right there. Across the street there. I've seen a ton of Dunkin' Donuts, Domino's. I know there's Starbucks everywhere. There's a Dunkin' ad right there. Yeah, so a lot of the brands that you know and love back from stateside. Walking along, I'm gonna go try out Lebanese food, I believe, was recommended to me. So we'll check that out and get some lunch finally. And really there's coffee everywhere here, everywhere. It seems like a lot of what in the West would be like alcohol drinking culture or grabbing a beer, people get coffee here instead. Because obviously alcohol is illegal here, strictly. So you're not gonna find bars or anywhere serving it. But yeah, people seem pretty into grabbing coffee and hanging out. A lot of people, and I think like at all times of the day, so. We've even got Shake Shack right there. So it's not so different from home after all. Okay, and like I said, not a lot of crosswalks around here, it seems. And I think I see the spot I'm trying to head to over on the other side. So I'm gonna hightail it across the street here in a second once these cars pass. And I asked my cab driver if I'll get in trouble doing this. And he said, no, it's no big deal. It's just, don't get hit. It's been like probably 20 minutes since the call to prayer started. So I think hopefully it's gonna be finishing up pretty quickly. And then maybe things will open back up and I can get some food for the first time today. So I checked the restaurant and it's not quite open yet, but I saw a couple other spots starting to open up. But so just walking around the block here and found a Starbucks, and just real quick, kind of interesting. You can see right here is a family section, family entrance. And so that's like in the mall, only for men if they're with their families, or otherwise women and children. And I believe there's maybe a singles entrance there. From what I understand, that was the law until pretty recently. And I think it just became no longer the law to have it separated like that. Literally within the last month or so. So pretty new, and since we're in Riyadh, which is the capital and one of the more conservative cities from what I've heard, it's not officially mandated, I guess, anymore, but it'll probably stay like that, at least just culturally or socially, for a while, I think. So this is pretty interesting. Still waiting. That's the spot right there. Still have not opened up. A lot of other places have, but I don't know. The guy came out to the door and was like flirting with it for a second and unlocked the interior doors, but not the outside ones. So I don't know. I'm gonna give it a couple minutes, and then if it doesn't open, I'm really hungry. I might have to circle back another time. So it's still not open, the restaurant that I was gonna go to. So I don't know if it's taking longer time than usual or not. Definitely still getting the hang of it, the whole prayer time thing. But yeah, I don't really like to stay still too long, so I'm gonna grab an Uber and check out another spot that was recommended to me a little bit further south in the city, and we'll see if we have better luck there. All right, finally got some food here. Made it to a place called Mama Noura. Totally packed, crowded, and huge place. And got a falafel wrap here, like a drum. Got some chicken shawarma with pita and French fries. And then over here got pickles and like a really, really garlicky kind of mayo condiment thing. And all that was 36 riyals, so like $9. Ordered way too much food. Oh, and a mango juice. Here we go. Mango juice. Ordered way too much food. I feel kind of bad. Definitely not going to finish it, but really, really good. It's an interesting thing. So far, my two experiences eating in this country have been both kind of like fast casual places where you like go up to the counter, tell them what you want, they print out a receipt kind of thing, and then you're supposed to take it to the counter and give it to the person. But once you get to that part, it just turns into chaos, and there's like a bunch of men just holding their tickets out, like shouting at the guy behind the counter in Arabic, obviously. So both times I've had no idea what the heck is going on. And both times some nice stranger has taken pity on me and been like, dude, and then, you know, flags down the guy and gets my thing taken care of. But definitely a bit of a learning curve to ordering food here, at least in the couple of spots that I've been so far. But waiting for an Uber now, and then hopefully I'm gonna head down and check out Masmak Fortress, which is kind of one of the historical sites here in Riyadh. So we'll pick up there. Okay, I made it down by the Masmak Fortress. Driving by here, I think I saw the office for the religious police. So obviously they've been kind of downplayed, you know, recently by Mohammed bin Salman, and I think they have a less power now than they used to. But I think this is their headquarters up here. All right, and there it is. I don't know if you can see that sign up there, but it says General Presidency of the Promotion of Virtue and the Prevention of Vices. So that's that. That's the religious police headquarters. And probably shouldn't film that too much, honestly. I don't know. So let's go check out the fort. Also, it is pretty chilly here. So I kind of was expecting it to be warm because they were, you know, in the desert. And I know typically it's pretty hot here. It came in the winter on purpose because it's going to be a little cooler, but I was still expecting like 80s, 70s at least. But this morning when I went out at like 10 a.m., it was like 44 degrees Fahrenheit, which is basically the temperature it is in New York right now. So kind of crazy. Big Saudi flag. And a big fort. So we'll get in there and try to check that out. There's a whole big complex here. And you got some guys just hanging out. Really cool scene though. I don't know if the video does it justice, but that is a pretty massive flag. So very cool. Okay, just got out of there. Pretty cool. Kind of a lot of Saudi history. Not really anything that would look good on video, but definitely worth checking out if you're here. And as you can hear, it's definitely prayer time again. There's a whole lot of call to prayer happening right now. So I think I timed that perfectly because they're probably going to close it down again. So yeah, wow. I'm hearing it from like several different directions right now, and met some interesting people in there too. So there's a mosque right behind me. I guess it just stopped, but you can see everyone going in there. Prayer time. Can hear it from pretty much everywhere in the city, it seems like. Everywhere I've been, at least. A lot of people have cleared off the streets. The next thing to check out around here, I'm told, is people call it Dira Square. I think it has a couple names. Dira Square or Al Safa Square, I believe. Might be wrong. But better known perhaps as Chop Chop Square, which is because this is where some of the beheadings and various punishments have happened in the past, I believe. Don't think they're as common now actually anymore, but I think I'm walking into it right now, and I'm not sure how cool it is to, like, how allowed it is to film in here, but I'll do the best I can and see if anyone tells me off or anything. All right, so you can see it's right where I was before, basically just across from the fort here. And I'm basically standing in the middle of this Chop Chop Square. So, it's pretty big. There's a few different groups of people here, Some people just hanging out around the sides. And it's kind of funny because this is where that happens, but then you can see there's like coffee shops all around and stuff. And I think here actually is where the executions might take place, because you can see, which I've heard about, some pretty designated drainage spots for the blood. Kind of morbid, but definitely interesting. And I'd heard about people, or I'd seen some other videos of people being here in the past and getting questioned by soldiers or security people out here. I don't know, religious police maybe, but right now, honestly, there's not that many people here, maybe because it's prayer time. There's some kind of security vehicle. And okay, here's a guy in uniform. Hopefully, it will be good to go. Salam. So those guys, just very friendly. Say welcome to Saudi Arabia. A lot of people being friendly. And interestingly, a lot of people not really batting an eye at, you know, some random solo white person walking around Riyadh. But it's been kind of a mix, so it's interesting. And one thing I did notice on this security vehicle is that logo. Looks like an eye. In other words, they're watching. Actually haven't noticed anything too, like, overtly controlling or autocratic yet. I mean, a lot of imagery of the king and the crown prince around, and obviously laws in place that are, you know, that forbid criticism or, you know, public protest of them or anything like that. But and most people I've talked to seem to like them, seem to approve of, especially MBS, Mohammed bin Salman. So it'll be interesting to see what I continue to hear from people, and maybe if we hear different opinions or not. But definitely interesting messaging with that logo on the truck there.